Hello. So today teach you how I memorize mathematical constants such as pi, exponential, square root of 2, golden ratio, and of course those techniques can apply to phone numbers, to just digits in general, like bank card numbers or whatever you like. So currently I know 136 for now it should be like 138 digits of pi. I know 29 decimal places of exponential and 9 digits of square root of 2 and golden ratio. Of course, I only have pi, exponential, and square root of 2, but I could print out the golden ratio paper that I made, and of course for square root of 3, where I know only 2 decimal places. I started learning, but I didn't continue. Don't know why. So to memorize digits, there's several techniques. Of course, there's the basic ones, and the powerful ones. So what I use is the direct memory, so which consists to memorize a chunk of digit, and when I say a chunk, it's a group of 2, a group of 3, 4, 5, or 10 digits in a row. Of course, I don't generally memorize 10 digits straight. I always do like 4 or 5 digits per try. Call that try, or for memorization time. Excuse me, I'm a bit sick. So the question is how to put that amount of digits in your memory, and especially in long-term memory. So the two basic method that if you know them well could bring you easily to 50 digits are the direct memory that I use, and the visual visual segment memory, where I have a friend who uses it and was currently at 51 or 52 digits, and he stopped. So the direct memory is you have to, for example, so for each of the one, I'll assume you already know the first 2 digits, so 1, 4. The only time I will put those 2 in the example of the memorization thing. It's to make the thing coherent, comprehensive, and to not make them such as they separate from 159 to 6535, etc. So how does the direct memory works? So you just have to like it's like flashcards. It's almost the same system. Just memorize like straight 1415 or just 1415 or all the 10 first digits in a row. That after the quantity of digits or the length of the chunk you memorize, it depends on you. You could start by trying to memorize small chunks of 2, then and when you feel comfortable with that, when you're ready to go to memorize furthermore, you can just go to a chunk of 3 digits, then a chunk of 4 and do 5. I don't recommend like learning like going to 20 and a chunk of 20 digits and after another one. You could do if you want, but it's not that efficient. So the direct memory, there's several types to memorize, and that depend on the digits you have. For example, for 115. So what I use is, so I know that the first 2 digits will be 1 and 4, and then the second will be 4. And for the third and the fourth, I know that the third will be exactly the same as the first, so 1, and the fourth will be the second, which you added 1 into. So 4 plus 1 equals 5. Or you could do like the first 2 digits of 1, 4 or 14, and that way. The second one is the next one, so 15. But of course, you need to keep in mind that you have to memorize as 1, 4, 1, 5, and not 14, 15. Because the rule said that you need to memorize each digit and not like 400, 141 or 4,415 and so this could be a bit problem for some digit cases, such as I had the same for the 10, 5, 8, which is here. I had a bit where it was easier to memorize as 5, 10, 5, 8. So 5 and 10, then 5, then 8. Excuse me. 5, 10, then the next 2 digits was this digit times 2 times, and after it will be the same, and the same digit again 2 times minus 2, so the previous even number of this given digit. So for people who would like to get this sheet, so I got it on Andy Clace's website, kungfumanchu.com. Of course, I could just share it on in the description, so that will be quicker for you. So So of course that's it's mirrored it, and this is the colored version that you have. So to memorize the chunks of digits, what I recommend is you do like flashcards. So you read several times, and you memorize it 415, 1415, 415, until like 20 times, or approximately, more or less. Then after, you try to not look at the sheet, whatever, where you have those digits, and you try to repeat it again 20 times, and after you just stop either looking and resetting, and I've just make a pause, and after you try to reset it or write it and see if you memorized it correctly. And of course you could just see the sheet and see if it's correct, and that's if you are planning to memorize a chunk of 5 or between 5 and 10 or more than 10, this is really necessary, because if you don't do that and you made a mistake, this mistake will stay fixed each time you will visit those digits. And trust me, it's hard to get rid of this mistake when you intro those digits in your memory slot that you reserved to Pi. So keep this tip in mind. But of course, if you memorize like between less than 5 chunk of less than 5 digits, that you could do it if you want, just to make sure, but won't be that necessary. Of course, everyone has its memorization speed, and certain memorization length. So to tell you, when I started, I was like memorizing 3-4 per day, and I was generally like memorizing 5 to 8 digits on 2 days, and I didn't go further. Well, now I could just go to memorize 5, then after like the next hour 5 again, and in a day I memorize like 20 to 40 digits. It depends on the day. So there's a thing which determine the chunk of your memorization, because you want to always memorize like if you every chunk of 5, so some or just of 4, sometimes you will memorize like more. For example, here, so 69399 instead of just doing 6939, you will do 69399, because the pattern is, you can see a pattern in there. So 69, so you know the 69 version, or 6, then the same digit reversed. Then after the square root of this digit, and which is also the half of the 6 to the first digit of the string. So there are factors of each of them, and after you have again 2 nines, which are encapsulated by 3s. So 3, 9, 9, and 3. So if you put like a separation here, so it's like this will be the symmetry, the image of this. So you can, with those types, when you have those cases, you will tend to memorize all the pattern. So it might be a bit memory challenging for some of you, but it's a good thing because you could link them, and when you recall the 2 first, you can easily recall the last 4 digits. And after you have also things like 4, 9, 4, 4, like 4, 4, and 4, 9, then the 4, 4 again, or like 8, 9, and 8, things like 6 to 8, 6, so 6, which is encapsulating the 2, 8, and so 6 to 8, then after you have 6 to 8 again. So yeah, so that's the case. You will know that 6 to 8, then after you have digit the 8, 9, and 8, and after you have the 6 to 8 again, and after, for example, now, of course you could use mathematical rules as factors, multiples, or the next foreign digit, the previous one, or the square root, or the how many times the next digit will be the current one, or things like that to make your memorization easier. So that's pretty much it for the direct memory. For the visual memory, that I'm not really good at it. But what I could tell is that you could either use the major system, either level 1 or level 2. Let's say for example 1, 4 will be like 1 with the T and 4 will be R. So TR it could be like 2 then T5. So 2 turtle, so for 1, 4, 1, 5 you could think it has a turtle, so T, which has, and turtle has 2 T's, so the first 4 digits will be have 1 a digit, and then 1 again, and then 1 digit. And if you want to learn these techniques, the memorysports.com website is the best. I'm currently learning the journey method and also the major system level 2 and level 3, and I go on level 3 to enhance my memory. So, or you could just like 1 is, you see like a dice or a number pad with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You see that, I think like several pads, and you see a 1, so here, and a 4, so it goes here on the 4, the next pad, then a 1 again, a 5, or you can look at Rubik's Cube with each digit on a face or a cubic, and just memorize the directions, and so you should, if you want to go over like 100 to 200, try first those techniques, but if you're comfortable with for those two or one of them, and you go over 100, it's what I've done. You could switch to a method of Loki, such as the journey method, the romance room, or visual memorization, image memorization. That's but for those two techniques, you will need the major system, which transforms each digit to a letter, and each chunk of digits form a word where only the consonants are. Only you need to know the consonant. The vowels are ignored. For they don't represent anything else than a character to link the consonant together to form a word. And after you have the phrase memory, which the phrase method, which consists of making up a phrase where each word has a length corresponding to a particular digit. For example, you can start that three, so word in three letters, so the, and after one it's with one, I don't know, it's the L, so L down for, or it could just came with your own words, and trying to make up something that you could easily memorize and which makes sense to you. Not something like you'll never be able to recall, or totally stupid. Or try to make something that you know, and you will be sure to memorize and recall efficiently and quickly. So for those who want to go over 200, and from my goal from now is 200. Actually, it's 150, but my main is 200, and I'm currently I will switch to the journey method, including the major system level 2, and I'll also include the other part of memorization, like the direct or the visual, or something to make my memorization really efficient. And so for the one who don't know what those annotation is, it's just for me to make logs of time and how many digits to see my evolution. You could do that if you want. You see how far you can go with a particular method or particular number or length of chunk you try to memorize. It's sort of useful, but it's not necessary. So of course these techniques apply for everything, and it's the question you might ask is how to separate its data from to put from a side pi and other side your phone numbers or your parents one or your friends, another side like dates of if you having that in your coursework, so having dates. This is something I will explain on one of the next tutorials. So So for the moment, just try to find the memorization technique that fits the best to you, and try to find the number of chunks which is good for you. That's it, and I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye.